Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla, and for today's video, I want to talk about how to be disciplined with money. Discipline as a whole is a tough topic to talk about. It's actually an area that I used to write about and talk about really frequently. I have my lifestyle blog, livinglikelayla.com. If you go to that website, you'll see, if you search discipline on there, you'll see that I have a number of blog posts about discipline. It was an area that I really loved to talk about, and I even created a course on it because it's something that comes naturally to me. And in saying that, I understand that discipline is something that does not come naturally to other people, because I could sit here and say, do this, do this, do this, but people really struggle with that. So it is a habit and it is a character trait that does need to be built. It's almost like training a muscle. And this isn't something that you can just develop overnight. You can definitely start working toward becoming a disciplined person in money and in all areas of life, but it does take time and effort. In this video, I'm not going to focus on how to handle your money. So yes, of course, it's important for you to budget, to track your expenses, to reduce your expenses, and so on and so forth. And I talk about that in a lot of my videos on this channel. But for this video, I really want to focus on tips in helping you to just become more disciplined with your finances in general. Tip number one is to determine your triggers and eliminate them. And this is specific to what triggers you to spend money. Is it Amazon? Because you have Amazon Prime, you know that you can spend $5, get free shipping, and have that thing sent to you by tomorrow afternoon. Is that a trigger for you? If so, you should probably cancel your Amazon Prime membership and maybe even go as extreme as blocking Amazon altogether. Target, is going to Target a trigger for you? Do you go there and you end up shopping in the dollar section? You have to go look at the clothes even though all you came for were some Q-tips. Is it TikTok shop? Is it Instagram? Are you seeing these ads constantly being fed to you and you're like, hey, that would work in my life. I would love that in my life. I need to buy it right now because this person is telling me to. The more you can recognize what those triggers are in your life, and the sooner that you can eliminate them or at least reduce them, the more likely you are to save your money or stop spending your money. And that leads me to tip number two, which you may not like, but that is to get off of social media. Like, y'all, social media, it's a beautiful thing, but it's also been so bad for so many people. Not only, no judgment here, but not only are so many people wasting away hours of their time, hours of their day, hours of their week, just scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram, looking at people that they don't even care about, but every other photo or every other TikTok that you are seeing is probably an ad. I was on TikTok recently. TikTok shop has gotten out of control. There's all these different people saying, you need to buy this, this changed my life, this, that, and the other. And people are falling for it. Like I see them, they're saying it, TikTok shop got me again. Or I saw this on TikTok, I got this ad on Instagram and I just had to buy it. And I have even felt this myself. So I've been off of social media for over a year now. For the past few years, I've always taken long breaks from social media. My main problem was Instagram. And I remember when I was actively on Instagram, not only would I waste my time, but I always would spend more money because I would see something that I would want and I'm like, I can afford that, I can purchase that, and I would buy it. But had I just not been on social media, I wouldn't have even noticed that thing existed and I wouldn't have purchased it. Also keep in mind that the people on social media are probably selling you something. They are going to get a cut. Like if you are in TikTok shop and a product is being recommended to you and you click through that shop, that is benefiting the person who is posting about it. Now, I'm not saying that it's illegitimate or, you know, maybe it is a great product and they do deserve the commission for you hearing about it. Of course, that's some of the ways that I make money. But many times things that are being promoted are just not necessary or helpful for you in your life. Or even if it is something that may be beneficial to you or one day you want to purchase it, you might not be in a place to do that right now. Instead, you should save up your money for it and then purchase it, or at least sit on it for some time and then make that purchase. But I'm telling you, getting off of social media, at least reducing your time on social media, will definitely help you to save your money and reduce your spending. Tip number 3 is to surround yourself with a positive influence associated with money. Now, I know this is kind of counterintuitive to what I was just saying with tip number 2, because if you surround yourself, oftentimes it is consuming some sort of social media, like listening to podcasts or maybe watching YouTube videos, that sort of thing. But this is something that I did myself, and it always really kept me in check. And that was always listening to positive financial content. So at the beginning of my debt-free journey, I was listening to a ton of Dave Ramsey, listening to those debt-free screams, getting really motivated and hearing stories of people paying off thousands of dollars in a couple of years, and that really pushed me to pay off my debt faster. I then started listening to content on financial independence, and that's how I really found my passion for finance, and I really got invested into it, literally. So I spent a lot of my time just consuming this content so that I could keep that positive influence in my mind, keep myself in the right direction when it came to my finances. And this was while I was working. There were times when I had either some downtime or I was doing something that was just very repetitive at my job, and I was allowed to listen to podcasts or music, anything like that. And I would just have Choose FI in my ears or Bigger Pockets Money, some sort of content that was really motivating to me. When I was commuting to work, I would have podcasts on. When I was taking walks, I would have podcasts on. I already knew the information, but I just wanted to make sure I kept myself in check when it came to paying off my debt, saving my money, and investing my money. Tip number 4, if you make one mistake or a couple of mistakes with your finances, don't let everything go to shambles. It is okay if you go over budget, you do a little bit extra spending than you expected to for the month. But that doesn't mean you should go, oh, too bad. I already went over budget this month. Now I'm going to go crazy and spend another $500. I don't ever want anybody to dwell on their mistakes or beat themselves up or punish themselves for, slipping up when it comes to their budget, because you can see my budget all the time. I go over budget in several areas on a monthly basis. But the important thing is that for the most part, you are doing wise things with your money. So maybe if you go over budget on your personal spending, that means the following month you need to make sure you keep things in check. Maybe you're gonna lower your personal spending budget and make sure that you do not go over that the next month. Or maybe you can find a way to increase your income the next month and invest or save the difference. That's not even necessary, just as long as you are aware of the mistake or mishap that you made and you don't keep letting it get worse. Like, you don't just completely give up on your financial goals and just let all chaos ensue. Discipline with money is very similar to discipline in other areas of life, like with your diet or with exercise. Just because you miss a workout one day, it doesn't mean you need to just skip the rest of the week or never come back to the gym again. Or just because you end up eating something that you told yourself you would not eat, it doesn't mean now you should go and eat everything bad because you already messed it up, Recognize that something happened that you did not want to happen or you didn't plan to happen. Find a way to correct it if you need to, or just move on and do better the next month. Tip number 5 is to make room for spending on the things that you want to spend on. Most of y'all already know my approach to finances, but if you don't know, I do prefer for there to be a balance in life. So yes, I think it's very important to pay down debt, to save money, to invest your money, to increase your income. But I also think it's important to enjoy life. If you have debt, do I think it's okay for you to go out to eat? Yes, as long as you are keeping things within your means. If you have debt, do I think it's okay for you to travel? Yes, absolutely. Like, this is your life. I don't want anybody to go crazy or put themselves into further debt, but if it's something that you can save for, if it's something that you can be responsible with, you can fit it into your budget or slowly work up toward that, then absolutely do that. Because what's going to happen is you are just going to burn yourself out if you are super strict with your finances. You're not going to enjoy the process, and who knows, you may end up going backwards because of that. So somebody may not be spending any money, they're just only focused on paying down their debt. But then they just get super stressed out or feel really restricted, and they go crazy and they just spend all their money and break all of the habits that they have worked so hard on. Definitely be responsible with your spending, but at the end of the day, we are living life, and that's what we should do. We're not just working just to pay our bills. The point of making money is also to enjoy your money and spend that money. And I think if you really want to buy those pair of shoes or you really want to grab a coffee, then you should be able to do that. And my final tip, number 6, is to find a process to handle your finances that you actually enjoy, because one size does not fit all when it comes to finances. Now, for me, I really enjoy the process of creating a budget, seeing my progress, everything that I've done with my finances, I have really enjoyed. Has it been tough? Yes. Have there been times where I disliked the journey because it's frustrating? Of course. But overall, I really enjoy the process of budgeting, making these videos, so on and so forth. It may take some time to figure out what it is that you enjoy. It also just may take time for you to enjoy finances in general, no matter which method you try. Because at the beginning, for many people, it's a tough thing to face. It's uncomfortable, it could be boring, it could be confusing, but it will not always be that way. So if you can find a way that makes it bearable for you to start with, and then who knows, you could come to really enjoy it. So whether that be gamifying your finances, incorporating visuals into your finances, if you need to have like a coloring tracker, that sort of thing. You could create a reward system. So once you reach this milestone or you hit this goal, then you get to treat yourself with X. You could document your journey, just like I have, on a YouTube channel or on TikTok, on Instagram, something like that, and it will really motivate you and help you to enjoy the process even more. So whatever it is that you want to try, give it a shot, give it some time too. It may take a couple of months for you to actually start enjoying it. But if you do enjoy the process, it will be much easier for you to stay on top of your budgeting, your tracking, your saving, your investing, paying down debt, all the things with finance. And it will help you to be more disciplined and just build up these positive financial habits when it comes to your finances. Let me know if y'all have any questions, or if you want me to expand on any of these that I mentioned in this video, or if there's any other tips that you want to offer to people to help them to be more disciplined with their money. Please comment that down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.